The next one-step technique for the kids' curriculum is cross punch. This is also still for that right punch, and this is still at the stage where we're moving to the outside. So we used this shield as we moved forward last time, and this time we're going to advance and use an inward block. So as they advance and the instructor is called out with a shout, letting the kid know that they're ready for the attack, the kid answers. That means the punch can then come in, they're ready. They're going to step and block that punch here at the yellow, or at the orange stage. They're blocking that punch away, keeping the hand there. They're going to twist and punch to the ribs. You'll remember from our shield and fist, this was really step 2 of shield and fist. And as they're learning it, they'll start to get the techniques confused. So you'll have to keep them straight here. That this one starts with the inward block, followed by the cross punch. The last one was a step block and punch all together. Once they start doing it at the blue belt stage where it adds that cross punch, then they'll want to start it just like they do cross punch. They'll start shield and fist with step 2 rather than step 1. You'll have to correct them on that and be mindful of that because I see it almost every time. So the difference being this one introduces that inward block right away, followed by that cross punch, and this will be a familiar position for them. Once they hit the blue stripe level, this will be a familiar position because they will have seen it already at the orange stripe. But it's the opening for orange stripe with cross punch. Block, followed by a cross punch here to the ribs. And that's all they have to know for orange stripe. Just block, counter strike with that cross punch. As we move into blue stripe, the next step they're going to do is to reach up and grab. And I always do this exercise where I have them try and grab my wrist. Of course, they go to grab the wrist, and I can move the wrist. I can move my hand anywhere I want to. They can't grab a hold of it because you're not going to be able to catch an arm out in space. But if you reach in towards the center mass, it's a lot harder for the whole body to move quickly as opposed to just moving an appendage or the end of an appendage like a hand or a wrist. So the next part of this cross punch is to grab the wrist. But if you just go for the wrist, you probably won't catch it. So the technique teaches we reach up by the shoulder and funnel down the arm, grabbing hold of the wrist at this point. They might even be pulling their hand back after you've hit them in the ribs. So they'll come straight to that grab. But I'm not going to be able to catch that hand just out in space. I've got to reach forward up to the shoulder, slide down, and grab the wrist. Now as I'm pulling here, I'm going to step forward with the right with the cross uppercut strike to the ribs. All of that is the second portion of this that they're going to see at the blue stripe stage. So they'll block, cross punch, reach up and grab, pull them forward, jerking on that arm at the same time twisting and doing this uppercuts to the same spot they hit in step 1, right? To that same spot right underneath the arm. Block, punch, grab, step, pull, and uppercut. Now, as we move into the brown stripe from this stage, we're going to add coming over the arm with an inward elbow strike to the chin. And they'll recognize this from our striking set. Our striking set has a combination that involves using this cross uppercut followed by an inward elbow. I set it up that way on purpose so that when they see this technique, it's something familiar and they'll start connecting all those dots. So the cross punch technique in full does this inward block to their right punch, twist and cross punch to the ribs. I'm reaching up and grabbing hold of their arm, first step by the shoulder and funnel down to the wrist. Step forward as you pull, uppercut strike. And then let go of that arm, come over the arm with an elbow strike to the chin. One more time, the whole thing is block, counter strike, pull, uppercut, inward elbow. And that's cross punch in full. And it's built up in stages from the orange stripe, then the blue stripe, and then it finishes the complete technique at brown stripe. It will show up in our advanced Form 1 as the full technique. So just practicing advanced Form 1 will keep this current. That's the kind of memory device that's built in there so that you don't lose track of what is in the kids program.